Hello and welcome to SUSD's first ever tech help video. My name is Zeke, and today I'm going to show you how to create an Apple ID using your iPad or your laptop without the need of a credit card. So typically when you obtain your brand new iPad, you'll want to go into the App Store, of course, and you'll want to download one of the many thousands of free apps. Let's say this one, for example. Well, you'll notice that once you click on free and you click on install, it's going to ask you for an Apple ID. Well, this is necessary. You'll need an Apple ID in order to download any free app that you want, and today I'm going to show you how to create one so that you can get started on doing that. So to do that today, you'll need your iPad or your laptop. Either or will do as long as one of them gives you access to your email account. Let's get started. If you prefer to create your iTunes account using your computer instead, I'll walk you through the initial steps on how to do that. You could continue watching the portion of this video where it shows you how to create it on your iPad, and it'll essentially be the exact same steps, but I'll show you how to get started. So this is what you do. On the top right, you click on the little magnifying glass, type iTunes, and then hit return or enter on your keyboard. Once you do that, iTunes should open. Make sure you're in the iTunes Store section. If you're in the music store in the video portion, it's okay. All you have to do is click on the three dots and then go to where it says apps. Once you're in that section, all we need to do is find a free app. It doesn't matter which one. Any free app will do. Let's say this one, for example, because it looks cool. You click on where it says free, on this button right here, and it's going to ask you to sign in using an Apple ID. We're not going to do that unless you already have an Apple ID that you could sign in with. We're going to click on Create Apple ID, and we're going to wait until it opens up the section where it allows you to create your Apple ID. Now we click Continue. Then we're going to put a check mark here where it says I have read and agreed to these terms and conditions. Then click Agree. Then from this point on, all you have to do is fill in the information. Be sure you use your school-provided email address, the one that says at soledad.k12.ca.us, and create a password. And from here on out, you can watch the rest of the steps on the portion with the iPad because it's essentially the same. And once you do those steps, we'll move on to the verification. Now, let's say you prefer to create your new Apple ID using your iPad instead. Well, you're in luck. That's actually possible. So let's go ahead and grab your iPad. And what you're going to do is go into the home screen and then click on the App Store. You'll see a whole bunch of free apps. It doesn't matter which one you click on. Let's try Beats, for example. As long as it's free, this will work. You see the little button that says free? You're going to go ahead and click on it, and then click on install once it turns that way. Now here it's going to give you the option to either sign in using an existing Apple ID, which you may or may not have, or in our case, we want to create a new Apple ID. So let's click there, and we're in the United States, so we're going to go ahead and click next on the bottom right, and then we're going to scroll down. Just use your finger, scroll down, and click agree, and then agree one more time. Now here is where we type in all of our information. This is the info you're going to want to remember and the info that you may want to write down in case you forget your password or something. So for email, we're going to click on where it says email@example.com, and it'll bring up your keyboard so you can start typing. And we're going to put in our email account info. I've already got mine. I've actually created a sample email address just for the purpose of this video. Then you're going to type in a password or your Apple ID. Now, this is a password that actually has some requirements, so you can't just choose a simple password. Please take a moment to read the section right there where it says passwords must be at least 8 characters, and it tells you what needs to be included, and well, it'll give you an idea of what will work and what won't work. If it doesn't work, if it doesn't like your password for some reason, it'll tell you. So just try whatever works, but whatever you choose, make sure it's something that you'll remember. So in my case, I'll go ahead and create one. And then we're going to retype it for verification. But as long as you use at least 8 characters and some capital letters and some numbers, you'll be fine. Now at this point, all I'm doing is choosing a security question, and then I'm going to provide an answer. It doesn't matter which question you choose, as long as the answer you provide is something that you could remember. And it doesn't necessarily have to be true. It just has to be something that, again, you have to remember. Pretty easy. Under optional rescue email, you could put your personal email address in there just in case if you forget your password and you need to reobtain it. It'll send you a verification code to that personal email address, but I'm going to leave it blank. Then for the date of birth, you're going to go ahead and put in your birthdays. Now it's going to ask you if you'd like to subscribe to their emails. You don't have to. You can go ahead and opt out. These are just advertisements. They'll still send you important emails, so that won't matter. Go ahead and click next, and it should take you to the next page. Once you're at the next page, it'll ask you for some billing information. Here you'll need to provide some kind of billing address, but you don't have to provide an actual credit card. So here we have none selected as a default. That's okay, that's exactly what we want. You don't need a code, but you will need to put in a billing address. So go ahead and fill that out the best you can. Make sure everything is filled out. Don't leave anything empty. Don't forget to provide a zip code and a phone number. Once you do all that, go ahead and click next, and then you'll see this, an email verification. If it pops up like this, go ahead and put in the password of the Apple ID you just created. Otherwise, you might get a different pop-up just saying that you haven't verified your Apple ID account yet. Go ahead and click OK, and you'll see a small window pop up asking you to go into your email account and verify your newly created Apple ID. We're going to go ahead and do that in the next step. When you're ready to verify your email account, let's go ahead and open up your browser, either Chrome or Safari. Then we're going to go to gmail.com. Now here you're going to log in using your email address. Some of you might already be in there, but I need to log in, so I'll put in my email address, the one that I created just for this video, and then put in the password. And once I'm in, I'm going to look for the Apple ID, and there it is. So now I'm going to go ahead and click Verify Now, and it's going to ask me to log in using the Apple ID and Apple ID password that we created before. Remember, the one I told you not to forget? I hope you didn't forget. Let's go ahead and put that in, and then we're going to put in that password. And we're done. Once it's verified, you're going to go back to your device and you're going to log in using that Apple ID. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now at this stage, you should have already created your Apple ID using either your laptop or using your iPad. In our case, I just picked up my iPad and I clicked the little home button so that it would take me to the home screen. And now we're going to log in using that Apple ID. So go ahead and click on Settings, and then we're going to scroll down on the left side to where it says iTunes and App Store. Now, if you don't have anything in here yet, you could go ahead and set up your Apple ID. I'm going to log out. Let's go ahead and type in your email address. So in our case, I got my sample email. Okay, 12. And then you got your password. So go ahead and put that in. And then we're going to touch where it says sign in. And congratulations, you now have your Apple ID set up with your iPad. So now if we were to go to the App Store and try to download an app, it'll actually allow you to do it without any problems. We can see it working there, and it's working rather fast. And there's the app trying to install itself. So thank you for watching, and please enjoy your iPad. I know I will.